Welcome back to Stream It. It's been a while.
We're back.
Yeah.
We skipped April.
Yeah, it was intentional. We wanted to let everyone catch up.
Right.
We threw some shows out there.
Build anticipation.
Hopefully you watched them. No guarantee that we watched all of them, but
I don't even remember what we previewed.
the last thing we did was the top 10 of Netflix for the last week of March.
Right.
So it's not
And
really
we
relevant
previewed the
anymore.
May stuff is what you're saying, right?
We previewed the April stuff.
Like April stuff.
Right, the April stuff. Right.
Yeah. So some time has passed now. This is gonna be like a catch-up episode.
Yeah.
What have we been watching? What have we recently watched? And what's coming out in May? Or what are some big things coming out in May?
Yes.
So it is May the 4th. May the 4th be with you.
There you go.
So in honor of that, I got an old-fashioned BuzzFeed quiz.
Great.
Oh boy.
I will send you the link.
I was not prepared for this.
Everyone is a Star Wars droid. Which one are you?
I like just the bold. Everyone is a Star
Everyone
Wars
is one.
droid.
Yeah.
They're not even no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
I didn't take this beforehand. I don't know what any of the questions are, so I hope it's good.
All right.
All right. Starting off strong. What is your favorite color? Yellow, blue, red, black, orange, green.
Gotta go blue.
I'm a yellow.
I'm gonna go
What's
red.
your favorite?
Yeah. I know it's not very popular.
I like yellow. That was a good choice.
Thank you. You said red?
I said red.
All right.
Nice,
Cool.
nice.
All different so far. What is one word your friends would describe you as? I hate these types of questions.
See, that's not something you can ask the person.
Hilarious.
Yeah. Intelligent, energetic, loyal, sporty, hilarious, kind. They're pretty sporty.
Kind.
I'm gonna go with intelligent.
Okay.
I think people would say that.
Lots of words of wisdom.
Yeah.
You said some words of wisdom yesterday. I forget what it was.
Couldn't have been that great of wisdom
If
if
you
you
didn't
can't
remember.
remember.
I'm going to go with hilarious
Nice.
because that's what I'd like to think people would describe me as.
Absolutely.
How old are you? I don't
Oh,
have to
man.
read all
This is
the
up
options.
for
We can
debate.
just pick the ones that we...
We're not going to be in the same bracket.
Oh,
That's true.
I got the 31 to 35. Boom.
21 to 25.
26 to 30. That feels...
Oh, we're all
so
in
You're
different-
in a new bracket.
I got pushed
new
out,
tax
yeah.
bracket.
What is your favorite Star Wars movie? The Phantom Menace,
Oh,
A New
here we
Hope,
go.
Revenge of the Sith, The Empire Strikes Back, Attack of the Clones, Return of the Jedi, The Force Awakens, The Last Jedi, The Rise of Skywalker. Or I love them all.
As fun as I love them all would be, that's simply not true. I gotta go Empire Strikes Back.
That's,
Also, they're listed in
either
such
one.
a funky order.
Yeah, wait. I was going to say they did prequels and then...
No, it's-
but they didn't. They
1, 4, 3, 5, 2, 6, 7, 8, 9. Huh.
This is a tough one.
Yeah, Empire Strikes Back.
I think mine is The Force Awakens.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, bold.
I
Just
guess
probably a hot take.
I am in the 31 to 35 bracket, so I'll do a New Hope.
There you go. The OG.
Because you were alive when that one came out.
No, was it? I don't know.
No, you weren't. Pick a non-droid Star Wars character. Poe Dameron, Rey, Kylo Ren, Anakin Skywalker, Han Solo, Leia, Organa.
I like how just like pick one. Not even a what's your favorite.
Yeah, just pick one.
Just pick one.
We don't care.
It's
I'm
kind
gonna go
of
with Solo.
Okay. I'm gonna do Leia.
I'll go with Rey.
Nice. Okay.
Did we get
I
our
hope
answer?
we all got someone different.
Final reveal.
All right.
What do
I got C-3PO.
we- Nice. R2D2.
Oh, come on.
I think it's the first
Is
time.
this my? Is that it?
Yeah.
IG-11.
From The Mandalorian.
Oh,
Oh,
you're the one who
yeah.
saves everybody.
Nice.
What are your
Yeah.
reasons?
Oh, there it goes. Now loaded. I've been through some things, but you've grown into a stronger, more caring person as a result. You love your friends and family more than anything. Yeah, that's pretty true.
R2D2, you're loyal to a fault and will do anything for a friend in need.
Mine is so stupid. You love to help people. Like, okay. You are very smart and can speak multiple languages. I cannot.
When was that a question in the...
Yeah, that had nothing to do with anything. Your guys' is like, you guys are so loyal. You love your family. Mine is like, you are bilingual. Yeah. No, I'm not. I wish.
What was the droid that you got?
C-3PO. The annoying one.
Oh, yeah.
Dang. It's just I said I'm hilarious. Only an annoying person would call themselves hilarious.
Yeah, probably what happened. It's probably what happened.
All right.
Man.
I
Great.
think that's the first time that it went right for me.
That's right, because you weren't a frog.
Because I wasn't a frog.
You get the, yeah.
I was the actual mean girl from Mean Girls. So finally.
I think
You're
it
on
was
the board.
that
I'm
you
on the board.
didn't have what it takes to be a frog.
Right.
So it was like
That was the
another
worst.
level of like rudeness.
I took it again after the show and I still couldn't get it. So I may not be a frog, but I am R2D2. I'll take that.
The best
It's a
one.
pretty good one. Yeah.
I'll take that.
Okay.
Good stuff.
So, what have we been watching? What are we watching? Let's get into it. Let's catch up.
All right.
What haven't I been watching?
You've done a real 360.
This is
180. From,
this is my character arc in Stream It. This is my, character has been developed.
right. You started as like I haven't really seen anything.
Right.
Really. And now you've got a whole list.
I got a list
You're
of
great.
things that
You've
we
invested in new streaming services.
Yeah.
Oh, your list is so long.
We haven't done a what are we watching in forever,
Yeah.
and I've been waiting.
Yeah. You're doing a lot better than me.
A couple of these are things that we
really
talked
at
about in the last episode. And then I turned around, watched them, and was ready to talk about them. And it just took us a while to get here. But
Yeah. Good. Well done. I mean, I
so
can. Yeah. No, you go. Seems like you got a lot.
all right, so we've talked. I'll just start this off because I forget when we last did a what are we watching. But I'll kick us off with a couple of things we've talked about: The Last of Us and The Mandalorian. I think we did talk about that last episode, but they have since concluded. Very good shows. I like watching the weekly shows
Me too.
because it gives you that on Wednesday the show's coming out. You're gonna sit down and watch that.
But I'm still a little spoiled because it's like, I just want to know what happens next. And
Right.
you
Yeah.
gotta wait. It's like, it's good because it keeps you, gives you that weekly thing to look forward to. But it is so frustrating when you're like, I just want to know what happens.
Right. I like it because I usually just you just watch kind of one show at a time.
Right.
So I usually watch an episode of a show kind of per day, and then you get a break.
That's true. You
get a
go
break
on
with one of the
something
weekly
else or,
shows.
yeah. I have the Mandalorian on my list as well because I
too.
had to do some catch up. Watched Boba Fett, which was a great call, great advice from Stream It, but from Sarah and Jared. So hopefully you did that too because there was a bunch of you got the new spaceship
Yep.
in the Mandalorian.
I forgot they did that.
He melted down his spear
Yep.
and made it into the chainmail for Grogu.
That's right. I
Yeah.
forgot about that.
and
Forgot how many things important pieces.
Yeah, huge. And then Grogu chose to
Right.
be a Mandalorian
come back.
instead of a Jedi.
So yeah.
And they completely animated Luke Skywalker.
Yeah.
and made him a real person.
Which did you see? They released behind the scenes footage of it, and it's the guy with the dots on his face, but he looks like Mark Hamill. They found an actor that's just that is a slightly older Mark Hamill
Yeah, that's
from
impressive.
So, I mean, I don't even think they really didn't need to do the CGI unless they were worried about.
But he looks like identical.
You could. I mean,
I think
they.
if it was another person. That's what I'm saying. The actor couldn't have looked identical, did he?
No, he looked great.
Right.
The actor did.
Oh,
So I'm saying they didn't even need the CGI from how good the actor already looked. Maybe they were worried about, I don't know, maybe they just wanted to test it out, see if they could do it at all. But
but what they did do was super identical.
yeah. No, what they did
even
was
more of a
fantastic.
than I would say probably the actor was.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, but the actor was close enough that
Close enough, okay.
you'd be like, they could have saved so much time and money. Everyone would have been
Just like shot him from like in a dark space or with some shadows or something.
like if people were, they recast Han Solo for the Solo movie. I mean, granted, that's a whole film of Han Solo as the main character,
Right.
and you need to recast for that. And this was more. He had a few scenes,
Right.
but I mean, they've done it before.
They did the same thing in Rise of Skywalker. They flash back to
Yes.
Leia, and it was her real life daughter that was like the stand-in, but then they like put young
Right.
Leia's face over her, and it looked like
Yeah.
like Princess Leia.
Yeah,
That's so cool.
And Grand Moff Tarkin in Rogue One.
That's right.
That was like the first time they did that,
It's crazy to have
and it just gets better.
a franchise or whatever like so big that you almost have to like
Right.
do these kind of things
Yeah.
as they try to
Right.
like add new things and tie it together. They need to like have these flashbacks or whatever, fill in the pieces, and other things haven't called for that kind of technology like before. You know what I
Right.
mean? So it's kind of unique.
Right. Other
Star
franchises
Wars.
just film chronologically.
Right. Like if you wanted Iron Man in whatever 2008,
Right.
Robert Downey Jr. could probably still pull it off.
Well,
Like,
they've also they've de-aged Robert Downey Jr. in one of the Spider-Mans. He has like a little presentation of like his technology,
right, right,
a
right.
hologram technology.
yeah.
There's a scene where there's like young
Right,
Robert
right,
Downey
right, yeah.
Jr. like reenacting.
So I guess starting other bigger
Right.
franchise things, but yeah, Star Wars is doing it and doing it well.
Yeah.
I saw a tweet that was like, it's crazy that now we have the technology that if they wanted to make a whole movie that was like with young Luke, young Leia, like all those people,
Right.
like they could do it and it would look kind of like seamless.
Right.
Probably great.
Like it was so weird that like they wouldn't even need like
Right.
actors.
Who needs
I mean, like,
actors anymore? Who needs
Right.
I guess
writers
you
anymore?
still do for like the bodies, but like it
Right.
would just be all like CGI'd faces and it
Yeah.
would work.
Right. And the bodies and the performances. But yeah, you can just get whoever.
The sky is the limit with that stuff.
Like, do you think, how often do you think it's actually Pedro Pascal in the Mandalorian outfit? Or do you think it's always him? I like to think it's always him.
I think for the most part, I'm sure there's a lot of stunts.
Like, it could be
I
anybody.
feel like
Right.
it's not him a lot.
Like, if he's
think it's him a
busy, he
lot.
just does the voiceover.
Yeah. Why would
I
you
think-
have him do all that?
Because I'm sure he's
gotta be
an
more
actor and
expensive,
he
though.
wants to act in it.
I guess so.
He signed up to act in The Mandalorian. He didn't sign up to be a voice actor.
True.
But I'm sure there's a lot of stunts where they
Yeah.
just
But I feel like they
easily.
could just like do so much more and like not having to just wait on one person. If you had like four,
But also, like, you're already paying
that's
for
what they did
Pedro.
with the Olsen twins. They were like, we can work them twice
Right.
as hard.
Well, that was a
In
lot of
Full House.
Now
child,
it's legal.
right, that's child labor
'Cause
laws
there's
coming
two
into
of
play
them.
there. But if you're gonna pay for Pedro Pascal, like, put him to work, get him in there.
So, yeah.
I do.
Like the acting is a
Got
full
great
body.
body language.
It's a full body job. I mean, there are shots in The Mandalorian where he just like turns his head like towards the camera, or, like away from the camera, and you're just like, what great emotion
Oh yeah.
coming
yeah.
out of that helmet.
That's true. But I bet at least once they were like, oh, shoot, we have to redo this scene. But he already left. Like, oh, just get in the costume.
Yeah.
Like his like stand-in, who's
Right,
already
right.
the same height and weight.
Right.
Yeah.
They're probably like, just put it on. No one will notice.
Yeah.
It's kind of nice. It's like convenient
Right.
Right.
for Hollywood.
Absolutely.
And then there's all the Mandalorian actors now, characters.
So
They just have whoever.
having seen this now, I was this might be one of my favorite Mandalorian seasons, if not the favorite yet. I like that. I mean, I loved his little like excursion, one shot adventures, but this one like really tied like episodes together
Right.
and
Yeah.
the whole rise of these Mandalorians and trying to retake their home. It was just good. It was different and kind of like pulled everything together a little bit more.
Yeah,
So I
some
really liked
great,
it.
some great lore development.
Like
going
the
on.
last like 2 episodes felt like a movie, like a Star Wars movie, which was
Yeah.
awesome.
Right.
And like an older Star Wars movie.
Yeah.
Because it was like in like the Imperial base and everything. It just had
Yeah.
like first movie feel to
Vibes.
it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, loved it.
Well, I'll just throw another show on there that I know we're all watching. You're on a different season, though. Ted Lasso.
Yes.
Yeah.
Just
Amazing.
chugging away at the new season.
Amazing. I love it. Ted Lasso's just like what I aspire to be like. Like he's a solid dude. He's like works on himself. He's like aware to the world around him, and then he struggles with his things, but he's also like doing a good job coaching that team. And it's a good it's a feel good show.
Yeah. You just finished season 1?
Yes, I started episode 1 of season 2, but yeah, seen all of season 1, watched half of it in like one sitting.
Yeah.
Because like you said, just a feel good show. Like
Yeah.
I wanted.
At the end of it, you just end up, you're like, oh.
Right. I wanted to find out what happened next, not because there was like great, tension or suspense or anything, but it was like I want to see him doing his thing. Like, and then in season 1, like, when does the owner like come clean about trying to set him up to fail? Like, how does that get resolved?
Right.
So I was like Ted's a good dude. Like, he's supposed to, like, you feel like he's supposed to win in the end. So I was like, I want to get to that part.
Yeah. Yeah. So what happened at the end? Where are you at right now? Like what's
So the end of season 1 is they get relegated from the Premier League.
yeah.
Jamie Tart scores the winning goal in the final game so that AFC Richmond lost. So now they're in the Championship League, and season 1 starts off, they tied 7 times in a row, or 8 times in a row, whatever.
Right.
They bring in they brought in the sports psychologists. That's the big happenings right now.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because Danny Rojas killed the dog on the free kick.
Football is life.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy start to a season.
Yeah, it's a wild show. But good themes, and like the actors are good. Like,
Right.
it's pretty solid.
Like, it's almost like when they show the football clips, I'm like, I don't care about this. It's when they show like the,
right.
just the happenings in the locker room and whatnot behind the scenes that it's really interesting.
And then when it's their games, I'm like, I want them to win so badly.
Yeah.
And it's a scripted show that, like, they already know what's going to happen, but I
Right.
still feel like maybe they'll win.
Right.
Yeah, I think it keeps getting better. Like this season right now is awesome.
Oh, yeah, so good.
So
I'm sad it's the last one.
Good to hear.
This is the last one.
Oh no.
They're like, but like they're going out on their own terms. Like they chose to end it.
Wait, this is the last season? Is going to be one
This
season?
is the last one.
Oh no. I thought there was
Yeah.
one more after it. Dang. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So Ted Lasso was on my list. We talked about this last episode, but I saw Shadow and Bone season 1.
Yes.
I've not seen the new season that just came out, but
It's on my
I
list
did.
as well, yeah.
I did trek back, catch up.
So you're ready.
So I'm ready
Nice.
whenever I get around to it. I think right now Ted Lasso is kind of
Dominating your time.
on my up next. So right, Apple TV, they're like up next instead of now watching whatever.
Right.
Yeah, very good. Very, very cool, fantasy kind of setting. Yeah, had some fun with it. Ended up,
I tried to explain it without spoilers, but the whole
Yeah.
fold and the like good and bad, the
Right.
light and the dark thing. It's kind of, it's an interesting fantasy world.
it is interesting. There's some good twists in it. Like you start off and you're like, you kind of expect one thing, and then you kind of realize who the actual bad guy is, and what's kind of at stakes, what everyone's intentions are.
Right.
When that comes into light towards the end, then you're like, oh, like this is actually pretty cool. And
I remember liking it. I'm kind of hazy on some of the details, but I remember it being like good, and I definitely want to tune back into season 2.
yeah, and kind of same thing. I was like curious. Like I wanted to keep watching next more because I was rooting for Alina, the main character. Like I wanted to see what she could do.
Yeah.
And I like,
The map maker.
yeah, the orphan map making.
But they didn't call her a map maker.
They said
used
cartographer.
yeah.
But right out of the gate, I texted these two right out of the gate. It was within 3 minutes. They mentioned, yes, she was an orphan. Yes, she was a cartographer. And I was like, wow, that description was smack on.
That's all you need to know about her.
That's the two
Sets the stage.
integral things to her character.
I'll have to start that because my mom is very big into like the fantasy shows as
Yeah.
well. So she
It's
probably
fun.
liked that.
It's a
They're
cool.
fun.
It's a cool world. Like they did a good. Obviously, it was a book, and I don't know who wrote the book, but they obviously did a good job of world building.
I think it's like a really popular series. My friend read it.
Yeah. I know some people who've read it too. And I think there's like some different spin-offs too. Like the Crows or whatever. Remember I was talking
Yeah.
about that? What's his name?
I knew it at one point. Begins with like
I think
a K.
there's a separate book just
like-
about called The Crows about the like
I think
Them
there
three.
is.
the group in the city or whatever. Yeah.
Hmm. And I did end up like really liking them as characters. Like I think I was talking to you at first and didn't really
You're
like.
why is it two different things happening, right? Or
Right.
something, and then you kind of like.
It was like
understand a little bit
in the
more.
beginning episodes, like they were really separate, like the two groups of people,
Yeah.
and it felt like their story, the Crows, was like dragging.
Yeah.
And then once they merged and got mixed in with all the hijinks,
Hijinks and Sue.
hijinks ensue, then I really started liking their characters and
Fantasy
They-
hijinks.
their fantasy hijinks. Yeah.
I watched Ghosted. I think we all watched it.
Yeah.
Right?
Did we?
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Wow,
Good
there we
job,
go.
guys.
Yes.
This is a
That
first.
was on our list.
Yeah.
From the last episode we did, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In April.
I mean, Apple advertised the crap out of it. So,
Right. Yeah. So we had to tune in.
Right.
I watched it over Tetris, but it was kind of a. I was just like, I know that you guys have both seen it. You usually haven't seen Tetris, right?
No.
So I was like, I'll watch it this one so we can all know
Right.
about it. But I do want to see Tetris as well. But
Me too.
but Ghosted was fun.
Yeah.
It was fun.
It's cute.
Very cookie cutter. My biggest complaint was Chris Evans, super cringe at the beginning.
Yes.
The
Oh,
first
thank God you said
whole
that.
half, like
Yeah.
they really had to do some redeeming towards the end.
Yes.
But I
And
feel like
I
that
don't
was
even
what
know.
they wanted it to be cringe, right? Or was it more cringe than even?
I mean,
you think
like,
they even wanted
yeah,
it
like
to be?
he's supposed to be not good at dating, and then he's really just cringe. And
Yeah.
it's like, why would Anna de Armas even give him that first date in the first place?
Right, right.
Like, I think they went so hard to the point where, like, I was like, these are, like, red flags.
Yeah.
Like, this is, like, if my friend told me about this, I'd be like, do not go out with him.
Right.
Like,
Right,
Yeah, the
He's
whole like flying to
crazy.
England to like meet him and like.
right. And I mean, technically she didn't, text him back at first.
that's right. She was
But
creeped out the whole
she said
movie.
she was right. So
Yeah.
yeah. So Chris Evans, whatever their names are.
I like too when like it came to the fighting parts, he was just like, "Oh yeah, I was a wrestler," and he's like thrroing people around, and, like,
Yeah.
Right, getting
He's like-
shot at.
yeah.
And
like a civilian wouldn't be able to like,
Right.
hold their own. I'm pretty sure.
right. Like they had to
It's, like,
take Chris
trained, like,
Evans.
assassins.
They had to take Chris Evans, pretend he wasn't like Captain America and wasn't super jacked,
Right.
and be like, he doesn't know what he's doing, and he's been in these Marvel movies for 10 years. And then, right. It
Or,
was
like he was swinging over like the edge of the cliff on like the thing, and I was like,
that was like right
You'd
away.
fall.
yeah, you definitely fall. I was
But they're like,
how would you?
yeah, he wrestled in high school, and then like,
That
sure.
was their. Oh man.
I think my favorite was just getting to see Adrian Brody just be like, you're a bad guy, and then
Right,
he
right,
just ran with that. And was like, sure, I'll
Wait,
be.
which one is he?
He was the main villain
At the
with
end.
the thick accent.
Oh, yes.
Kind of
Have you guys seen Peaky Blinders?
No.
season 1.
So in one of the later seasons, he's like one of the bad guys, like an Italian mobster
Nice.
bad guy. And I was like, is this just like that guy? Like not even, I knew it was Adrian Brody, the same
Right.
actor, but I was like, this is the same role.
This is the
like,
same
same,
character.
like, same character. Just,
It's that character's grandson.
yeah, yeah. And he was like, yeah, he had that like accent and everything. And I was like, oh boy. So it's just a
Right.
recast of that.
Play like the director was just like, play a foreign bad guy.
He's like, oh, I got this.
Right. Okay. Sure. I can roll with that.
Also, all of the cameos that lasted for like 20 seconds each of the bounty hunters.
That was
where
pretty
it
great.
was like
yeah.
Anthony
Ryan-
Mackie,
Ryan Reynolds,
Reynolds.
Sebastian Stan.
That was funny though. I liked how they like
There's one other guy too.
were fighting and killing each other.
Yeah. But I was like, wow, they just like said, let me call like my close friends.
Right.
And my
Chris
contact
Evans is like,
list.
get me my Marvel buddies.
Yeah. I
Bring
thought
'em
that
in
was
here.
funny, that like scene.
Yeah, that was fun.
There's a couple like funny parts like that, like creative. And then the end with the spinning building was a lot for me.
Oh
Because
yeah.
I was trying to be like, how would you fight with like
Right.
like why make it a spinning like?
I
it's
think
just a
he
lot.
tosses her at one point. Like
Yeah,
while
they
it's
were, like,
spinning, she's like,
jumping.
"Throw me!" And he happens to throw her exactly where she needs to be
the
without
glass is like cutting,
overshooting.
and she like
Right.
snags the
Yeah,
the
like,
whatever.
get
Right.
real.
The MacGuffin.
Yeah, the Aztec whatever.
And suddenly she's into him, even though there was like
Right.
no, like
Right,
no, he's
again.
still cringe. He still
He's not-
stalked you to Europe.
Yeah.
Ugh. Like for someone who was very recently voted like one of the sexiest men alive, I have never been so turned off from Chris Evans in my life. I was like, oh, this is like image ruining for me.
Yeah.
Right.
It's true.
Right.
Yeah, it was a lot.
But it was like silly.
Yeah.
It was what I was in the mood
It was
for.
super
Right,
goofy,
right.
but like turn your brain off and it works.
Exactly.
Yeah, my mom loved it.
There
Oh,
you go.
also the whole time I was like, "Oh, he's so cringy." My mom was like, "I think he's cute." I was like, "Oh, mom."
Come on.
That's because it's just Chris Evans.
And the cactus.
Yeah, she just loves
And the
Chris
cactus.
He's a cactus.
Cactus. Oh my! The argument about the plants. That's when he lost me immediately. I was like,
was
"This is so dumb."
he's
Set
so
the- set
angry.
the stage, yeah.
He got so angry
Calm
so
down.
fast. Like there, at first he was getting annoyed, and I was like, okay, I could see. And then there was a flip of the switch, and he was angry at Anna de Armas, and I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
I'm not selling you this plant.
Anyways, Tetris is better. Is an actually good movie.
Yeah.
4 out of 4. I think I texted that.
Yeah, you did.
Yes.
I definitely want to see it. But for streaming purposes,
Right.
I
had it.
went with the.
Yeah, that was really good.
Yeah, thanks.
I'm proud of us.
Right. We didn't do this for the Oscars.
I know.
But for Ghosted, we did
But
it.
for Ghosted.
Within like 2 weeks, we were like, "It's out." We watched it.
Apple is promoting it. We gotta watch
Right.
it.
Let's see. Oh, I started Love and Death, which is the Elizabeth Olsen show on HBO. We watched the trailer, I think, last episode. The true story about a woman
Yep.
who kills the wife of her affair partner.
Mm-hmm.
I watched the first episode. It's just uneasy,
Yeah.
hard to watch.
Yeah.
Like, especially remembering that this really happened.
Yeah.
It takes place in the 80s, and like, it's just like uncomfortable because right now it's really just like the affair stuff is going on.
Right.
They both have like families,
Yeah.
and they're both like, well,
not a
he's
great
like
choice.
really, it's Jesse Plemons, and he's like super awkward, and like,
It's Jesse Plemons.
it just like so awkward, and like she's so good at like portraying like a middle-aged like 80s housewife that it's like unnerving. Like she does like the accent even of like a southern, I don't know. She's
yeah.
really good at just making you uncomfortable.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like it is good because I'm curious to see like what happens that possibly makes you kill
Right.
someone with an axe.
Axe murder.
God.
And it's like 2 years before it like shows you like it starts with like the murder scene.
Oh God.
But you just see like it's like ominous images. You don't see the body yet,
Right.
and then it like jumps backwards 2 years,
Oh wow.
and then it like the episode ends with her like just like taking a shower, and then it like cuts to like her in the shower after the murder, and then the episode ends, and I'm like, ooh,
Oh, I like that.
that's kind of
Interesting.
I
exciting.
like what you did there.
But I'm a little scared.
All right.
Yeah.
That's what they intended.
Yeah, so the first 3 episodes are out. If you're into true crime,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of people
I'd
are.
recommend it. Yeah.
Cool.
Other thing I saw that we've talked about on the show, Agent Elvis. Great
Is
show.
it as good as you hyped it up to be?
Exactly what I wanted it to be. It was just stupid, brash. Was actually pretty funny. And then Elvis is just hanging around, being an agent,
Nice.
and pretty cool. And I'd recommend it. They're short episodes, and there's only 10 of them, so it was quick to get through. But
Is
yeah,
there going to be a second season? Do you know? Or did
Oh,
it feel like
I
a
don't know.
one-off thing?
I think there totally could be. I think they kind of left it up and open. I know it's obviously they still basing it on Elvis, and he dies young, so I don't know how much time they have to work with
Right.
after the season. But the end of the season, or the end of the first episode, ends in his 68 comeback special, and they just play music from it. So you just like watch this like murder spree, and then it's Elvis songs, and you're like, yeah.
It's such a crazy concept. You're like,
It's
Elvis,
awesome.
but make him an agent.
It's produced
That's
by
like,
Priscilla
His,
Presley,
that was his wife.
his
right?
wife. And
She
she's
was sure.
Priscilla is a character in it in a few episodes, and Priscilla voices herself.
That's funny.
So she's fully on board with this, and it's awesome.
That
Agent
is so
Elvis.
funny.
And Tom Kenny, the voice of SpongeBob, plays the chimpanzee, Elvis's sidekick chimpanzee. Does not speak; he just does monkey noises. But it's Tom Kenny.
Nice.
And if you like listen to it, you're like, yeah, that's the guy that does SpongeBob.
So
I know
he's like,
his noises.
Right.
So he's like normal Elvis, but on the side he's also an agent.
Yeah. And like the whole plot is like at first he's like doing things by himself, but then eventually he gets recruited into this like secret government agency and starts doing stuff for them.
You can take any like famous person and just make them a secret agent,
Right.
and you've got this.
That's awesome. The first
Lady
episode,
Gaga.
the first episode, he runs into
Agent.
Charles Manson and fights like the Charles Manson clan, whatever it's called. So, I highly recommend.
All right,
The Lady Gaga one sounds interesting.
Lady Gaga.
That
secret
I would
agent.
watch.
Lady Gaga
Maybe
by
that's-
day, secret agent by night.
Or it's like a different profession, like not agent, but something
Yeah.
like
Yeah, pizza maker.
something like super normal, like every day. She's Lady Gaga, but at night she works at Papagino's.
Oh god. Well, I'm glad you like
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then.
Not for kids, I should mention. I don't know if you're
Oh yeah, no.
thinking about it, but no.
Oh, I had to edit that trailer so much
Yeah.
when we put it on Stream It. Just cut
Oh,
full
right,
chunks
right.
out of it.
Nice.
So unfortunately for me, I've Eastern Conference Finals, and we've been on an Incredibles kick. Two, just she likes the
Back to
robot
back.
in one, and then the all the different superheroes. in the
I mean,
second
Incredibles
one.
1 got to be top Pixar movie for
Oh,
me.
it's up there. It's a good one.
The robot in the first one?
The like machine that he has to fight.
Oh, yes.
Big
She
round
likes
one.
that.
Right.
She watches like the first fight over and over. I want to see the robot.
It's kind of scary.
Like he gets inside and like
Right.
Yes.
It's like in
Itself and,
in the lava area.
Yeah. So there's a lot
volcano.
going on. And she's
Mm-hmm.
like, look at the water. I was like, that's lava. That's lava. Oh god. The floor.
I had an Incredibles video game for my Game Boy, and I don't know if I just couldn't beat it or I kept losing progress or like you had to make it a certain distance to save it, but I would just do like that first fight with that first robot like over and over again
Oh yeah.
because every time I'd close it
It's
or I'd
funny to
lose
think
or
back
something.
at old video games that you like spent so much time trying to
Yeah.
beat. Like the Lion King on Sega. That's real old.
Yeah,
Dating myself.
had it right.
But just so many hours spent
Yeah,
on like not well like
Right.
now a game like Call of Duty or something, it's like so intricate and like but
Mhm.
those games were like you'd like jump on a log like to get across.
Right.
Like,
It was
or
so
whatever.
hard. I had The Incredibles on Xbox,
Oh.
and same thing for me. I like was always on that level.
yeah. I don't know if we just never knew how to save as kids. I know like older video games, you had to make it to a certain
You gotta
level.
pass the checkpoint.
Right,
Yeah.
how to make it a certain level before you could save your progress, and then if you like lost all your lives, like that was the game, and you go back to the
Right.
beginning. So maybe it was just something like that. That and Chicken Little. I had a Chicken Little Game Boy game, and same thing. Like I probably just played the first level a bunch.
Things were so hard back then. Like I did the SpongeBob game on Xbox. So hard.
Yeah,
I couldn't do anything.
But that's what made us great gamers.
like wasn't
now.
hard.
right.
Now
Right,
it's
we
just
were-
this full world that you have to
We
go
were
through
battle
and, like,
tested.
a deep cut that I've mentioned before, and I've mentioned it to you so many times. First time I met you was when
Right.
I was like 8 years old, and you were at my
We
house.
helped you beat a level, didn't we?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was probably so easy too. I was like, I can't do it. And then
Was it
you
SpongeBob?
and Dan, yes.
Oh, that was
you
it?
and
Yeah.
Dan sat down and like played it until you got me past the point. And I was like, thanks.
Where are they at your
These
house?
two guys. My sister was in the same grade as them,
Oh,
and they were
nice.
friends.
Nice.
Yeah. But SpongeBob was on the video games. We were like, all right, hang on.
1 second.
We'll hang out with you in a sec. We got to beat this
Yeah.
level.
I was like, they're pretty cool. And now
We
here
can be
we
friends.
are.
We can be friends.
Wow.
Yeah, there you go.
Nice.
I need to like watch more. Like I feel like
know.
now we're slacking,
Right.
Because you're watching.
Well,
so
I was
much.
picking up.
Yeah.
I catching up. I had some work to do.
I just finished. I'm fully caught up now with all the seasons of Sex Education,
Oh, nice.
which I think we've talked about a few
Yes,
times on
we
the
have.
show.
So.
But yeah, I'm all caught up on that. I felt pretty accomplished to like finish a show.
Nice.
Same. I'm glad I got in the Mandalorian, especially having to do Book of Boba Fett with it. So that
I
felt
know.
good.
I was
Right.
surprised when you told us that you started
It
Boba Fett,
happened
and then
quick.
like 2 weeks later, you were
Right.
like, "Oh, I'm all caught up
Right.
on
The
the
next time
Mandalorian."
you mentioned it, you said you'd finished the Mandalorian. We're like,
Wow.
we didn't know you finished
pretty
Did
good.
Boba
some-
Fett.
Did some work, yeah. But yeah, it did not leave much room for anything else in the past couple weeks.
I watched this can count, sure. Return of the Jedi made a limited run in theaters, and I went and saw that.
It's fun.
And it's so funny watching Book of Boba Fett and like seeing Boba Fett as this developed character, like he has a backstory, like, all this stuff, and then to watch Return of the Jedi, where he just kind of stands around a couple scenes, uses a jetpack, tries to shoot at like Han Solo, and then he like swings and sticks some pole in his jetpack, and he flies into the Sarlacc pit, and you're just like, wow, that was it for that guy.
Yeah.
Like what a
Oh, that's yeah.
right, just to see this like fully developed character with like a backstory, and like in the prequels, like his dad was Jango Fett and he
Right.
died, and so he wears the Mandalorian armor, and then and he gets his own TV show that really develops him, and go back to one of his first appearances, and he does nothing. He does absolutely nothing.
Was it cool seeing it in theaters?
It was pretty cool because then like, bang, Star Wars came up and everyone started cheering, and I was like, yeah,
I love when people cheer in theaters. It's so cute.
yeah.
I don't think I've ever gone to a re-released movie in a theater.
Me either.
This was
Sounds fun though.
Yeah, I
The
can
only-
see it being like fun to see it again on the big screen, but I don't know. I just like I haven't experienced it.
And then like 2 weeks ago, Return of the King, Lord of the Rings, Return of the King made a re-release in theaters, and I saw that. And so like within like 3 weeks,
What do you get, like re-release notifications?
I don't know.
You just got a beat on it?
Because my girlfriend was just perusing the internet
Oh.
and saw these.
These re-releases.
I did know
Yeah.
about the Star Wars one. I did not
Yeah.
know about Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. Speaking of theaters, recently,
Here's some more of my list.
here's some more on my list. I only have a few things left.
This is just yours now.
Right. All right.
at
So
you. I'm proud of you.
theaters saw Cocaine Bear.
Oh, you
did you?
did.
Yeah.
Nice.
How
We
was
saw that
it?
like right when that came out. It was pretty funny. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
I
right.
kind of want to see it.
Stupid comedy.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was great. These two kids characters, they get into the cocaine, so they're like a little high on cocaine for a little bit of it. There's a whole the mobsters are like trying to get it back. There's a whole story there.
Yeah.
So it was funny.
And then the bear
Some funny moment. The bear, right?
It looked pretty gory.
It was pretty gory.
Ugh.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, thank you.
Yeah. There's some scenes of people getting eaten
by a bear.
And it's
by
like,
a bear.
mean-
They show a lot. Yeah.
and it's a true story. I mean, I know parts of it were obviously made up for the movie, but
The true story is they found a bear who overdosed on cocaine probably within 10 minutes,
that was it.
and that was probably it. No
No
recorded history of it going on a killing spree. I don't know. The bear lives. I don't know if that's a spoiler. The bear's alive at the end of the movie and like goes off into the sunset.
Sober.
Sober, right?
Is that
It got
what
over its high.
happened with the real bear?
No, the real bear. Again, the story is like
It
they
overdosed
found a dead bear. They're like, why did this bear die? Oh, it had a lot of cocaine in its system.
Oh, that's sad.
Oh god.
Yeah, because you can't just eat bricks of cocaine. Even if you're as big as a bear, you can't just eat bricks of cocaine and expect to live.
I thought maybe he was like just like
Just like a
high or
little bit.
something when
No.
they found him.
Like
or-
he was like a functioning cocaine.
No. The theory is before it died, it was probably really dangerous
Oh,
if you were near
yeah.
it.
But also probably confused.
Right.
So like maybe that would like counter it.
Probably somebody just had that exact thought. They're like, "What was that 10 minutes like?
Right. Well, right. They
Let's
said
make a movie about it."
someone said, "What was that 10 minutes like?" Okay, what if it was 90 minutes instead? Okay, there we go.
And everyone just kept walking up to the bear.
Right. Everyone just kept stumbling into this bear.
What would have happened? Bam! There's a movie.
Bam, there's your movie. There you go. And it was great. It was like, I walked out of it and I was like, that's exactly, like, same thing with Agent Elvis. I was like, that's exactly what I wanted it to be.
Oh, that's funny.
That's the best feeling after a movie. It's like, yep, that's what I wanted.
It's like, yeah,
Doesn't always happen.
right. Was it, the greatest movie all time? No, of course not. It was about a bear high on cocaine.
Yeah.
So I saw that on HBO Max. I saw Dune for the first time
We like just talked about that too, right? Didn't you say you?
because the Dune Part 2 trailer just came out.
Yes.
That's what it was.
Did you
and
see?
so-
it? I feel like last week you said you hadn't seen it, right? Or you just watched it?
I just watched it like last week.
Okay. Wow.
So yes, pretty good. A little boring at times,
I agree.
but no, I like the world.
Yeah.
I can't get. I think I
I feel
mentioned
like
it.
they
This.
might be able to do. Like it could be cool. The sequel could be cool, or the next. one.
Yeah, no,
The
I'm
next
I'm
one
definitely
looks a lot more eventful.
like I like what they've set up. Like watching the trailer, like seeing the movie and then watching the trailer, I'm like, oh, okay, that's what we're about to get into. Like that seems like a cool story.
Yeah.
So like in hindsight, part 1 definitely feels like just kind of setting up, but
I think the first movie is really only like the first like couple hundred pages of the first book. I don't remember the exact number. I don't want to get it wrong.
right,
But it was like not even the whole first book. So it literally was just like, it's a setup movie.
Yeah.
right,
But stuff when the first one's a setup.
right.
Yeah, like stuff started happening in the last like half hour, I feel like. And then you're like, oh, okay, this is getting pretty good now. And then
Yeah.
it's like part
Right.
2 coming next year.
Right. Right. It is tough. It's the same thing that, was the fall of the prequels in Star Wars. If you're trying to set up like space politics, like obviously they're trying to set up enough so that later they can reference all the politics that happen and be like, this is why they're fighting. But when you have to set up politics that don't mean anything to any of us, it's like hard.
Yeah.
But I think they did a pretty good job.
Yeah.
There was some good action in there, some cool stuff. The
It like
world's
looked really cool.
It looked really cool. I will never get over the fact that someone's name is Duncan, Idaho,
Yeah.
in this space fantasy epic, and this guy's name Duncan, Duncan, Idaho,
And Paul.
and Paul is the main character.
character.
So weird. I'll never get over that.
Is that worse than fires on Tatooine?
What?
the fires on the
Oh,
desert planet? This is Tatooine?
no, I can't get over that because that's just like that doesn't even make sense. This is just like, why you're in space? Why would you name your kid Paul
Idaho.
or Duncan? Like Idaho doesn't exist. Where did that surname come from? Ugh,
The author like put it into like a generator,
right,
like a name generator. Duncan, Idaho. Okay.
right.
Oh god.
And then last thing, I'm on season 2 of Star Wars Rebels,
Nice.
which a lot of the characters in Rebels are going to be in the new Ahsoka show. That's kind of why I started watching it, so that I'll get it a little bit more.
Nice. Wow.
But yeah.
You've been busy.
Oh, and The Crown season 2, I saw that.
Nice. You finished it.
Finished season 2.
Wow. Isn't the new one comes out soon with William and Kate are in the new season?
Are they doing like
I think so.
all the way up to that?
I saw like a preview picture the other day, and I was like, huh.
Pretty cool.
That's cool.
It is funny that they're like, we're gonna make a historical series about the Queen, and then now they're just like, what happened last year?
Yeah.
Let's make a movie. Let's make a show about
I
that.
hope they don't mind if we put them in the show.
Right.
So now we have, just looking ahead for May, the first thing already came out, but only a couple days ago. If you guys have anything to like add to this, feel free. This is just the big ones that stood out to me. I have trailers for all of them ready to go. If we want to watch any of the trailers, just let me know. But we can just move down the list.
Did we watch the White House Plumbers
We did
trailers
not.
beforehand? I think
Want
we
to start
should.
with that?
Sure.
Okay, so White House Plumbers just came out on May 1st on HBO.
I want to see this.
Howard! It's the White House.
Howard Hunt.
Howard, the president asked for a real to handle this Pentagon leak.
What do you need?
I want you to meet Gordon Liddy, toughest guy I know. He'll hold his hand in the flame of the candle.
I do not bend, and I do not break. What's the trick?
There's one. Gets third-degree burns every time.
Please stop.
You now work for the committee to re-elect the president. Your new mission is to make sure he wins this election.
We'll intercept confidential information of the radical left.
What's the plan?
We're going to hit the DNC at the Watergate.
Howard, that is the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
We strike tonight. These are the wrong tools.
What?
He has the wrong tools. This time, we walk straight in the front door. It's a double-sided deadbolt. Puta madre! Somebody needs to clean this mess up. You want us to break in a fourth time?
Wait, what do you mean a fourth time?
Nothing. Spy talk.
How does it work?
There's a chance I'll be going to prison.
Wait, what?
I really hope you understand the scope and scale of this thing.
You tell those spineless, two-faced politicians loyalty is a two-way street.
Did you just use the fun family outing to cover up some spy?
We're not a bunch of bulls.
Why are you shredding money?
We're patriots acting in the country's best interest.
What about the best interest of your family?
They are trying to break us.
Howard! What have you done?
President is a good man. Between you and me, I worry about some of the people with whom he surrounds himself. Plumbers? We fix leaks.
That looks funny.
That's really funny.
That is not what I expected at all.
No.
Like the vibe to be
Right.
like.
Yeah.
Also,
Right.
great cast.
Yeah. I mean, Woody Harrelson. I mean, you could stop right there, and
That's all you
I'd
need.
tune in.
Did you haven't started that?
No, just came out a few. Gotta
Yeah.
give me a few days. You know?
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, you've been good.
I'm
but
surprised.
maybe
I've
that-
been I've been watching all these things, and you keep bringing up things I haven't seen.
Yeah, I'd tune into that one. That looks
Yeah.
good.
Tomorrow, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 comes out in theaters. I'm seeing it on Saturday.
Nice, nice.
Very
Already in the
excited.
books. You're planned.
Yeah, it's already tickets
Tickets
already
are
been bought.
Wow, nice.
You have to with these. Like if you don't,
With
you don't-
what? With
like with the Marvel,
Marvel?
movies, like you have to buy them ahead of time if you want to see it
wow.
opening weekend, and not have to like crane your neck up.
Yeah. Or get there 2 hours early.
But like now you like always have to pick your seat anyways. Like even when you just show up, you
Really?
can't just sit anywhere. You have to pick when you buy your ticket.
Really?
Yeah.
Which
So it's like
I like
competitive.
that. I'm a big fan
Yeah.
of assigned seating.
But if it's like a busy movie and you didn't buy ahead, like you're not going to be left with many good options. Cause
Do they have like a seating chart at the
Yeah, it's
They
usually on the
register,
screen.
yeah.
Usually, like
What if you get in there and it's not like you want to go back a row or like feel the vibe out?
If no one else like shows up, like you could switch seats. If no one's sitting there.
Right.
But
So
if it's a busy
specific.
movie,
You can feel that.
What?
Every theater is a box with the row of seats, and you more or less.
Yeah, but sometimes you get in there and you're like, oh no, let's go up another row. This is like the better vantage point. I feel like
Can't-
you'd want to like scope out a theater.
Can't do that anymore, I guess.
Or I guess you could do it like go to a movie, take your chances. At the end of it, be like, all right, this row, this seat, next time. That's
Right.
the one.
yeah.
Sure.
Scope it out. Just so much planning.
At
I liked getting
AMC
there
now.
like 45 minutes early, beating everyone in there and getting prime spot.
Yeah. Now at AMC, prime seating is like $1 extra. Like if you
Oh
buy
yeah, they
online.
made the seating chart where like
Yeah.
the corners are less expensive, but the middle's like more expensive.
This is insane.
It's like different. I looked online for Guardians, and it's like it's like color coded now because like the middle is like yellow seats, and it's like $1 more because it's like prime view, and then there's like the outer layer, and then just normal prices on the side,
like
and then
red up
front
front.
is cheaper because it sucks.
Oh my god.
Which I guess is like maybe that's nice for some people who like the front and are like, yeah, I'll pay a couple dollars less. But it's like, who's really doing
Yeah,
that?
nobody likes
Right.
the front. Get out.
Everyone wants the middle, and now they have to pay like $2 more.
That's
so stupid.
insane. Ugh.
Yeah, they're making it hard to want to go to the theaters.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a big turnoff right there. Just hearing that. Because I want to go see the next one, but I don't know. Maybe I don't. Maybe I'm just gonna wait.
Air.
Yeah.
Well, it comes out on Amazon Prime May 12th.
Get out.
I
Yeah.
thought this was out already.
It's in theaters.
Oh,
Oh, it's in theaters.
It's in
now?
theaters right
been
now.
in theaters.
Oh.
Okay,
But it'll be free next week
Oh, sweet.
Sweet.
on Prime.
just wait next week. See, that's the other thing.
Oh,
everything
should've
that
read more.
everything that comes out in theaters, I can just wait. It's like a month now, and they're
I know.
on some streaming service.
I was
that I
shocked
have.
that this one's already coming out. I think it was made through Amazon though.
Oh,
So they, like, have
they're
a
like,
deal.
yeah, we'll do a little theater thing and then.
But yeah.
And
crazy.
didn't the Academy just announce it has like only movies with like a certain theatrical release
Can be
can be
nominated.
considered and nominated?
Yeah.
So maybe they
That's
just
part
wanted
of
to cover their bases.
Probably.
Well, that's very exciting then, because I don't have to go to the theater and I can watch it next week.
Yeah. And then I don't know if anyone watches these movies. The last Fast and Furious movie comes out May 19th in
Are we
theaters.
are we sure it's the last? I know they say
They're
it's the last.
saying it's the last.
Fast X.
Fast X.
It must like ran out.
I saw I saw Fast 7 in theaters in high school.
Is that the one that they used the song "See You Again" for?
No.
Yes,
Oh,
because
yeah.
it was the one where
The
Paul
one after Paul
Wow.
Walker
yeah.
died, right?
Yeah.
Or no, maybe he was still in that one.
I remember the
He
first
was like
one.
in it and then he died.
Died. Right.
And so they like it was his last one. So they added
But
that.
they could now, with technology, remake it.
Right. Be like
I think
Paul
he has
Walker
a
back from
cameo
the
in
dead.
this one.
Really?
I saw that
a
like I don't know if it
flashback?
was like just like a rumor that like fans are pushing around, but like I heard that he's like in it. Hopefully it's just like old footage
Right.
and not some. I mean, I guess it's not that bad if his family like agreed to it.
Right.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. So, any Fast and Furious fans got a big one coming out soon.
Right.
Then Little Mermaid, live action, May 26th.
Which I feel like we're like, let's make this like a little bit kind of crazy. Like Flounder looks like
Sebastian is so scary.
yeah,
They're
like-
like sea creatures aren't cute.
no.
No.
Like you can have a baby lion, like a realistic baby lion, and still be like, look how cute it is, and you're like, okay, fine. But then if you're like, oh, look at cute little flounder sidekick to Aereo, and it's just like a fish.
A normal fish.
It's a fish, and then like what? Its
Like
its
kind of
mouth is
yellow
gonna
and blue.
move. Like, does it have teeth? Because I don't know.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Like you
And
can
it's a
do
back-
live action and still make like animals like a little like
But even,
CGI'd.
like-
Like you
Yeah.
can make them still look a little cartoonish.
Right.
Right. Even
Like
then-
Sonic.
Like
Remember the
Sonic.
First, remember the first Sonic that they made?
Like Sonic.
He like had the beady
Oh,
eyes.
it was
Beady
so
eyes and like the
And then
teeth.
they're like, oh, we should have just made Sonic like
Right.
look
made
like
Sonic look like
Yeah.
Sonic.
And then they did, and then he was great.
And they learned their lesson. And then
Right.
Little Mermaid said, "No, we didn't do it."
We
Or
can
make
pull it
Flounder
off.
Look like an
Anyway,
actual
Flounder's gonna be a right.
So
I don't know.
that'll be interesting.
And then I don't know if it's just because the trailer footage, only looks so good, but they look weird because they're supposed to be underwater.
It does look
They
weird.
look weird.
That's what I'm saying. This
They
whole
didn't
thing
do it
is,
right.
Like, strange.
Yeah, they didn't do it right. I mean, I don't think they ever would have done it right.
It's like Tim Burton's Little Mermaid.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's like very dark. Like it's like eerie looking almost.
like their hair floats around, but then they're just like they don't look like. I don't know how they would make them look like they're in
something that
water.
shouldn't be done.
Right,
Like the underwater
right.
people thing. Like
And then
in,
just like a filter.
Aquaman.
It's just like a filter over the top to be like, oh, they're underwater. Here's a light ray filter.
Right.
Like it
It's
doesn't
a very ambitious project for them.
Yeah.
for something that clearly they don't care about.
Yeah.
It's a cash grab.
I am excited to see Melissa McCarthy as Ursula, and for that reason, I will watch when it's free.
Nice.
Yeah, I would watch this on
Right.
Disney Plus.
This I
at
can
some
wait for
point.
Disney Plus.
Yeah. We can talk about that more on our next episode of Stream It, which is all about live action Disney movies.
Yeah.
Right. And that's more or less the rhetoric I have.
Yeah. And then the last thing I have is season 3 of I Think You Should Leave, which have you watched that?
I've seen episodes. Pat's a big fan. He's shown me episodes, bits and bobs.
Yeah. So that comes out May 30th.
That's the Tim Robinson
Yes.
show?
Yes.
Yeah.
Who was my comedian trying to break into a dramatic role pick.
Nice, yeah.
That's
that was
right.
Good. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot to look forward to.
So we'll see you next time on Stream It.